modern life is contradictory. People want to live fast, but live longer. To have fun without the consequences. We want to be healthy, but don't really have the time. It's all too easy to overindulge. So many of us are now searching for a quick fix to cleanse our bodies of the evils of excess. The buzzword of the new millennium is detox. But is detox a rejuvenating culture for the health-aware, or nothing more than a trendy cult for the fashionistas? Ali, Eve and Giles are about to jump on the detox bandwagon. Eve has a frantic, all-consuming social life.
I probably kind of go out after work at least 2 or 3 nights a week. I've got a friend who works in film, and somebody else I know works in fashion. There's always something cool that's going on that you think, oh, that sounds good, that sounds free. It's always doing things at the last minute, so never got time to get anywhere.
Ali likes a lunchtime drink. As well as the booze, she eats all the wrong things.
I'm actually quite a bad eater. I eat a hell of a lot. I've got a huge appetite. I eat a lot of junk food.
Like many of us, her social life depends on drink.
Most nights I go out for a drink with people after work. It's a bad thing when you go into work for a rest after the weekend.
Giles loves his wine. And he's passionate about his food.
I've got quite a taste for rich food. Well, I mean, everybody loves a bit of steak, don't they? But you can't beat a bit of foie gras. You can't beat very, very creamy mashed potatoes, you know, loads of butter, bit of truffle oil, you know, really the richer the better.
All three admit their behaviour could be affecting their health, so they're keen to detox. But why not just cut back altogether?
I'm not prepared to change my whole lifestyle because the way I live at the moment is a lifestyle choice.
It's trying to find a way to get a healthy lifestyle that actually fits in with what you already have.
I don't want to give up the food, I don't want to give up the wine, because those are things I love and those are things I enjoy. You know, but a quick clean out, start afresh, ready to get back on with my lifestyle again. That's what I'm up for.
For 10 days, all three are going on a detox. Each will experience a frugal diet and a purging therapy. We will discover the science behind the treatments and whether it works for them.
I'm most looking forward to a sense of well-being.
Today I'm feeling all coldified and fluey and my glands are up.
But anything that involves pampering, come on, women are a sucker for that, aren't they?
The soup actually was disgusting. It was just like drinking dishwater.
If you're gonna go through a detox, you might as well go the full hog. You know, if you're gonna have to experience pain, you might as well experience full pain. And how much of that is going up me?
Approximately 2 inches.
The hype surrounding detox is immense. Anyone with even a casual interest can easily be sucked in.
Personally, I'm a bit sceptical when it comes to detox. As a scientist, I like to see lots of evidence when something's really working. And with detox, there doesn't really seem to be all that much around.
Mind you, this feels so nice. I'd love to be convinced it's doing me some real good. Day 1 and our 3 detoxers have started their detox diet. For the next 10 days, it's a Spartan regime of organic fruit and veg, plus the odd herbal remedy or two. For her detox therapy, Ali's opted for some pampering. The local health and beauty spa has just the thing.
We're just using the body brush just to exfoliate any dead layers of skin to prepare your skin for the treatment.
Still feel like a horse being groomed.
Then we're going to turn you over now.
This season's must-have spa accessory is seaweed.
It's going to feel quite warm.
Freeze-dried and shipped over from Brittany by the ton, the French swear by it.
It smells like a combination of dead fish and pigeon poo. It's really a pleasure to be covered in it. Yeah. How does having the seaweed covered on me help me to detox?
And what the seaweed does, it helps to eliminate any toxins. It's also got freeze-dried seawater and marine minerals.
Right.
And they all just aid the process of detoxification.
So the minerals go in as well as the toxins coming out?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a two-way process.
There's actually little evidence that seaweed helps cleanse below the skin in this sort of treatment. But running a full clinical trial would be expensive, and so far no one's been keen to do it.
Yeah, does that feel all right?
To round it off, you get wrapped up in a hot blanket and left to stew. This opens up your pores, and it's supposed to let the seaweed goodness go in and the toxins flood out.
I'm not sure whether it's ridding me of toxins. I like the theory of it. I like the idea that the minerals will go into the skin and the toxins will come out through sweating. I'm not sure how far that's actually going to take effect, but it's strangely pleasant though. It's quite nice.
The toxins you might find in your body come from many different sources. The worst culprits are drink, drugs and cigarettes. But even if you were a clean living soul, you'll still come into contact with some nasty chemicals. The air we breathe is full of pollutants, mostly from burning fossil fuels. These get into our body via our lungs. But it's not just what you breathe in that's a problem.
£3 for a pound on these fresh Galia meal and £1.50 a box on your mushroom.
There's also the matter of what's on your food.
These look great. Let's have a look. I'd like some of these ones with the garlic.
200 grams?
Fine, that'd be great.
That's 280.
Wonderful. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Food can pick up toxins from the air, even if it's organic. But organic is a lot better than the alternative.
Now, if your food isn't organic, you're still going to be getting your nutrients and vitamins, but you're probably also going to be taking in pesticides, herbicides, and a wide assortment of agricultural chemicals.
The bad news is, if they're on or in your food, they'll get into your body. Once inside, the toxic chemicals get transported around in the bloodstream. They then get dumped into our body's fat cells, particularly the subcutaneous fat just under the skin. Over the years, these toxins accumulate, building into a potentially harmful chemical cocktail.
These toxins can remain active in our bodies for years. It's unclear what precisely they're doing to us while they're there, but there's some evidence that they can disrupt our hormones, possibly reduce sperm count in men, and even trigger cancers. So look, it's unsurprising that detoxers simply want to get rid of them.
I don't know how long that's going to take.
Day 3, and with no cigarettes, no alcohol, and just a bland low-calorie diet, they're all having a tough time.
I'm in such a foul mood. It's not even funny.
I just feel a bit kind of vacant and humorless, really.
I found it really hard to concentrate. I felt very lightheaded.
I've got some nice tiny bottles of wine and a couple of lamb chops in the fridge. They're going to come straight out if I don't start feeling better soon.
Giles pushed his diet to the extreme. He's just finished a juice fast.
Starting to feel toxins coming out of my body now. You know, the first couple of days was kind of, cleaning out my bowels, but now I'm starting to feel physically different.
A juice fast helps with detox because with so few calories, it makes your body use its own fat stores for energy. And that means the toxins stored in the fat are released into the blood ready for excretion. But drinking just juice has some undesirable effects.
I've not been to the toilet once. Obviously I've been for a wee, but number 2's no.
Now, detoxing is all about removing toxins. But wouldn't it be better to stop them getting into your body in the first place?
Now, if I wear a special suit like this,
I can keep out all environmental toxins. These are worn by rescue workers to protect themselves from all hazardous chemicals, bacteria, and even viruses.
Of course, I'm not suggesting we all go out and buy hazchem suits. They're not quite Paul Smith, and they're far from practical. When it comes to detox, there's also a flaw in their design.
Unfortunately, even completely sealed from the outside world, I still come into contact with chemical toxins. That's because my body makes toxins itself.
Toxic chemical waste is produced by every cell in the body just as a result of being alive. So it would appear that even this suit can't protect me from myself. Fortunately, my body isn't entirely helpless.
Glass of Chianti, please. Our body has major organs like the liver and the kidneys, whose chief job is to protect us from toxins. They do this by neutralizing and removing from the body natural waste chemicals. However, if your lifestyle is manic, then Detox Hype says the natural cleansing systems in the body really can't keep up, and progressively the body will poison itself.
But by helping the body to purge itself of those excess toxins, you may feel a lot worse before you feel any better.
I can't believe I thought this was going to be easy because I feel terrible. I've just had the worst night in history.
People say, oh, you go and do a detox and, you know, after 5 days or 4 days or whatever, you just wake up and you feel fantastic and, you know, you just keep going for hours and hours and hours. Well, I haven't experienced that at the moment.
Today I'm feeling all coldified and fluey and my glands are up and I'm really sleepy. And I'm blaming the detox completely. I think it's very bad for your health to detox.
By day 5, Eve is having some very curious side effects.
I can tell there's weird stuff going on in my body. It feels like there are processes going on that are not usual and that my body is perhaps not quite my own anymore. You feel great, you feel shit, you feel great, you feel shit. I'm hoping now I'll stay feeling a lot better.
To keep her feeling good, Eve is seeking help from a health clinic. The treatment is called manual lymphatic drainage. It's based on a medical practice used to treat convalescing cancer patients, but it's now available in private clinics.
The most important thing is that you need to stretch the skin, because just under the skin you've got a superficial network of lymphatic vessels, and that's what you're trying to stimulate and actually encourage the flow of lymph.
Lymphatic vessels are found alongside blood capillaries and nerve fibres and form a network that branches across the body. The thin-walled tubes act as drainage pipes. They soak up excess fluid that is naturally present around our body cells. This contains some of the toxins drawn from the tissues. It's thought that these natural toxins can accumulate in the lymph fluid, particularly if it's not being drained very well.
I am picking up some sluggishness. So from that point of view, I'm aware that there are some toxins in your lymphatic system.
Lymph fluid flows very slowly, as unlike the blood system, there's no heart to pump it. It does get help from your muscles, as when they flex, they actually squeeze the tubes and move the fluid along. But in some people, this may not be enough.
So now I'm just pumping and pushing the fluid, so the fluid is moving upwards all the time. By doing this treatment, these toxins are being released into the bloodstream. Eventually, they will be eliminated by the kidneys. When a client or patient wants to go to the bathroom, that's wonderful news to me. That means it's all coming out very quickly. Yes.
I could feel something moving under the skin, definitely, especially down near my ankles. I could feel, it was weird, it was a little bit like blood flow, but in the wrong way. So, unless I was just completely imagining it.
We've got some slight edema just above your ankle, a build-up of lymph.
Right.
That is just finding a little pocket here, so it's not moving up.
To help shift Eve's lymph fluid build-up, Carmel, the therapist, has a nifty bit of kit. It's time to strap on the pneumatic trousers. trousers have separate air chambers. Each one gets filled up with air from the compressor in strict order, going up the leg.
It's a very unusual sensation. It's like when you're a child and you have armbands, and your dad blows up the armbands when they're on your arm.
The rolling wave of air pressure gently forces the lymph fluid up Eve's legs.
Now they're getting a bit more full. It's kind of nice. It's kind of kinky. I couldn't say whether it was helping to get rid of toxins, but I do feel better than before. I feel cheerful, I feel quite energetic, I feel nice.
If pneumatic trousers aren't your thing, there may be a simpler way to help detox your body. It's an idea that's been around for centuries and employs the body's largest organ, the skin.
You'd think that one surefire way of purging your body of toxins would be to sweat them out.
Sitting in a hot sauna like this, my body's core temperature starts to rise. My brain triggers 2.5 million odd sweat pores to open up, and the surface of my skin gets flooded with sweat. It's the evaporation of the water in sweat that helps to keep me from overheating. Along with water, sweat also contains salts and natural waste chemicals like urea. The theory is the more you sweat, the more of these soluble toxins get flushed out through the skin.
A sauna like this is a great way of getting your heart rate up. The trouble is, if you're in here for detox, you ought to think again. The amount of toxins that are coming out of my skin is really small. And in fact, I'd have to sit in here sweating profusely for over 10 hours just to remove the same amount of toxins as I do when I take a pee.
"7 days in, and Ali's detox diet, based on fruit, vegetables and a little rice, is starting to wear a bit thin."
You have to have brown rice every day, about 3 times a day. And after these 10 days, I'm never going to have brown rice again. I'm just so bored of brown rice. There's only so much you can do with brown rice, and I think I've done it all by day 2.
But it's not just food that matters. Drinking enough water is a key to staying healthy, whether you're detoxing or not. Our bodies are constantly losing water. Each day you breathe out a glass and a bit, just as water vapour. There's a shot of water in poo. 3/4 of a litre goes in sweat, even if you're not exercising. And we relieve ourselves of over 1.5 litres in urine. All in all, you lose nearly 3 litres of water every day. We get quite a bit back from food, but you still need to drink 1.5 litres a day just to keep your body cells working properly. If you're detoxing, you should drink even more. And no detox would be complete without herbs.
I've just had my first glass of this, and honestly, it's disgusting.
It's like boiling a pair of really stinky socks for 20 minutes and then drinking the sock juice.
They may taste foul, but as part of a detox diet, some herbal drinks have credibility. One of the most widely used herbs is milk thistle. It helps the body's main detoxifying organ, the liver, by providing building blocks for liver enzymes and helping the liver cells to regenerate. It also contains antioxidants, which mop up cell-destroying free radicals. The common or garden dandelion is another serious contender. It's true that it could make you wet the bed because dandelion acts as a diuretic. It stimulates kidney cells to work harder, flushing out the toxins faster. Today, herbs are the last thing on Giles's mind. He's come to the world-famous Hale Clinic in London for the ultimate in detox treatments. And he's a bit nervous.
So this is it, this is the big day. I've got some butterflies, but I'm sure they're gonna be gone quite soon. I'm quite curious as to how I'm gonna feel afterwards, but more concerned about how I'm gonna feel during it. You know, I've got slight reservations about, how uncomfortable it's gonna be. There's a few thoughts running around my head.
Giles is here for colonic irrigation. It's a treatment first described by the ancient Egyptians, but it's now more popular than ever. Therapist Mary Chase Hopkins has been working with colons for 14 years.
It's not painful in any way. It just feels like you're slowly filling up.
Without eating.
Without eating. and it'll feel very similar to the urge to evacuate.
So how much water is going to be passing through my bowels?
On average, maybe about 15 gallons. Possibly.
15 gallons?
Yeah.
And is it just one tube?
This is the speculum kit, which is disposable for each person. And this is the speculum.
And how much of that is going up me?
Approximately 2 inches. There's a protective flange which prevents it from...
Okay.
Once it's introduced, I'll remove the obturator. So the filtered water flows in at a gentle pressure, flows back out again more or less at the same time. And the water and waste will pass through this tube here, and it'll pass through the viewing tube within the machine and then straight out through the waste system.
Right.
There's nothing you need to do, just relax.
The colon is the final resting place for undigested food. In a healthy body, it can sit in this metre-long organ for up to 48 hours. But what has the workings of the colon got to do with detox?
The detox gurus reckon that our modern lifestyles, with its drinking, bad food and high stress levels, are causing serious problems for our colon. They believe that waste material can accumulate and fester in the colon for months, even years, and that's when the problems really begin.
In a sluggish colon, it's thought that poo coats the sides and forms a thick, sticky lining. This stagnant poo is believed to be a breeding ground for bad bacteria, which rapidly multiply, driving out other bacteria which actually do us good. The hype says that toxins produced by these microorganisms and any leftover in undigested food may actually leach back into the body. But not everyone believes this.
I would have thought, unless your colon has got some chronic disease, it's going to work fairly well, and it's going to handle most things that you could throw at it. I'm really not sure of the wisdom of tampering with it, and particularly not getting it flushed out.
Back at the clinic, and Giles is all set to go.
I'm just about to start filling up the bowel.
Okay.
So all you need to do is just relax. Relax your muscles. Don't assist in any way by, pushing or exerting any pressure.
Feels very weird.
You'll feel the pressure slowly building up,
Yeah.
and then I'll release the water, and you experience a nice sense of relief as the water leaves.
The water works by helping to lubricate any compacted or stagnant waste matter which is bunging up the colon. Once it's lubed up, the waste begins to move. This releases any pockets of gas that have built up behind it. As Mary reduces the water pressure, the poo and any gas get drawn into the exit tube.
Hey. Check it out. The release is quite powerful. You feel it building up, and then suddenly when she turns the pressure off, you've got this sudden backwash. And it's odd.
I thought I saw actually some peas earlier. And there's a little bit of possible tomato, I think.
Yeah, I've been eating plenty of tomatoes.
Yes, okay. And I can tell that you don't chew your food well enough. You probably tend to be a fast eater. Okay.
Oh, that feels
That's
good.
releasing the water again.
Mary felt that Giles needed a helping hand.
Just going to do a little bit of massage to the abdomen. It needs a little stimulation because it seems to be a little bit sluggish at the moment.
Right.
Looking good.
I can just feel something in there that's causing quite an uncomfortable sensation.
Now, you just had a gassy release, but it was accompanied by a lot of fermentation, which is the very fine, small bubbles, almost looking like foam. That can be indicative that things are sitting in there for too long. In other words, you have a much longer transit time than normal. You probably have a substantial release on the way, no doubt.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Substantial release on the way. Thunderbirds are going.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you think I'm going to feel this afternoon?
You should feel absolutely wonderful. Most people feel very light, very energetic afterwards, a lot cleaner inside.
Yeah.
A lot more mental clarity, so you should feel absolutely good. Yeah.
There's no denying that colonic irrigation is really popular, but it does have critics. What they say is that it's only any good if you're chronically constipated. Still, the people that go through it, they often come out truly inspired.
I just feel fantastic. I really do. And it's put a big cheesy grin on my face. This colonic irrigation thing has set my world on fire. No, that sounds a bit gay.
After rigorously detoxing for 10 long days, do our 3 detoxers think it's done them any good?
Towards the end, there were certain, definite benefits. I started feeling very much more rejuvenated than I had throughout the whole of the detox programme.
Waking up on a Sunday morning at 6:30 and feeling full of beans, and instead of thinking, well, this Sunday's not going to get going until about 3 because I feel so terrible and I'm so hungover, but actually thinking, what should I do with all this time, all this energy?
When I stopped being hungry and stopped craving chocolate and sweets, then I started to feel quite virtuous and thinking, gosh, I was really healthy now.
If detox does what it says on the tin, it could be the quick fix reset button we're looking for. Just because there's little hard evidence doesn't mean that it doesn't work at all.
It doesn't worry me that there's no evidence for detox, because I think, like so much in life, you have to work on your own experience, and I think that you can listen to your own body.
It certainly made me think about what I'm going to put in my body in the future, and I certainly feel somewhat rejuvenated by the whole experience.
I will do mini detoxes from time to time from now on, just to give the body a break, really, and allow it to rejuvenate. You've got to treat it with a bit more respect than I was treating it with.
If scientists are right, though, and the physiological effects of detox are a load of bollocks, it still may offer some real psychological benefit. The feeling of taking direct control of your body, making a conscientious effort to look after it, and taking time out from a hectic lifestyle is never going to be a bad thing. Throw in a few relaxing treatments, and you're sure to feel a sense of well-being. But there's no guarantee it's going to last.
Oh dear, it's the morning after the night before, basically. And last night, oh God.
I'm going to have a really nice meal, big steak, nice bottle of red wine, and really retox now that my body's got so much capacity for toxins.
I fancy some Bombay mix. Anyway, there we go.